Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Ride 2 here on this channel. I'm KPG-gooner here, and in today's episode guys, we're going to be doing a race and a setup on the awesome Honda CBR 1000 SP2. This has been requested, but I may do a few more of these setup videos if you want to see them, so let me know in the comments below if you want to see more of these and what bikes you want to see. Also guys, this week we've got a new DLC pack coming out. It's the Collector's Bike Pack, so I will be doing some videos on that. So we have got some good things to look forward to this week. I hope you're enjoying everything on the channel at the moment. Keep letting me know in the comments. I really do like your feedback. Thank you so much for that. Right, let's get straight into having a look at this bike. Right, as always, we'll have a look at the stats. So it's got 220 brake horsepower. It's got decent weight as well. Let's have a look at the stats. 9.1 acceleration, braking power 9.4, top speed 8.6, and handling 9.2. So it's not bad. And if you just scroll through and have a look at some of the stats of the other bikes, the weight and the power of the bike is not that bad, even against some of the bikes that have got a lot more performance points. So it does stand out with some of the best bikes on the game. So it's well worth having a setup on this bike, especially if you race online. So we're going to get into a race first, and then we do a setup and even maybe a time trial as well. So let's get into that now. So here we go. Also guys, in this setup video, I'm going to race on Pro Physics with no anti-wheelie, with traction control turned off as well. But I know you may not race like that, so if you use those aids, it will only make the setup even better. So I've got everything switched off. Let's get straight into this race and then we get into the setup. Also guys, I'm going to show you just before I pull off that it has got no traction control on, because someone did ask to make sure I have it turned off. So there you go guys, you can see it is switched off, and we're going to have this race and hopefully we can get a good start. Now I have adjusted not just the suspension setup and the gear ratio in this setup, so hopefully this will help you. Oh, that wasn't a bad turn into there, kept that nice and smooth, got a good drive on the outside, and we've managed to get right up the hill into P3. Now hopefully I can really push this bike in this race to show you how good this setup is. I mean, obviously I haven't got anti-wheelie on, so I'm going to have to be really good, as you can see, on the throttle control and just be really steady. But you will get a few wheelies here and there, as this bike does have over 220 brake horsepower, so it is quite a powerful bike. But like I said, you may race on different physics, you may race with anti-wheelie on obviously on high, maybe medium or low. I mean, I know if you race online, most people have it on semi-pro physics and anti-wheelie on at least a medium. But if I do the setups with everything turned off, at least you know if you add those on, it's only going to make it a little bit more sturdy and a little bit better. And we're not doing too bad here, we're just trying to keep up. There's a few RC8s leading the race. Let's just try and settle in. I haven't used this bike for a while, especially in a competitive race, so hopefully we can just get the hang of this setup. But like I said, I've had this setup since the DLC bike came out, and I'm quite chuffed with it because it works for me, and I'm going to prove that it works on different circuits as well, because what we'll do after this race, we'll do a time trial as well and just see how we can do in a time trial. Right, that's really open the throttle now, that's really catch up with these RC8s. Now I've got used to the braking and just feeling my way in on this bike, let's just start trying to push it and try and get a victory in this race. Now, like I said, this setup's not going to work forever. So if I can just give you a little bit of a helping hand, that is a great thing. Right, so we got round there okay. The RC8s have pulled off. They have got some serious acceleration, those RC8s. So it's definitely another bike I may do a setup on, because I haven't a wider line there because we had a bike, and that was a good move. It's a solid early, but we managed to do okay. Right, let's try and get past one of these RC8s. Let's try and just get nice and close, and look, it drops nicely into the corners, and just hold the speed and line it up and up the inside. Look at that, nice and tight, like knife through butter into P2, and managed to get a good acceleration as well and keep that front wheel down, which is not always easy on this with no anti-wheelie, but we did it okay. Right, that's settling into that corner. Let's chase down this other RC8, and this has been a really good race so far. Let's just try and settle down. It's, oh god, getting that front wheel up it is a challenge, but I do enjoy doing it, because obviously I ride a bike in real life guys, and when you gun it, when you've got to have it like as real as possible. Right, can we get up the inside here, right onto the apex? Oh god, I thought I could get, I went for it but just couldn't make it, and I pulled back a little bit. But I do take risks on this bike because I feel comfortable on it. Right, we've got a good drive through there. Look at that, we gained a lot of speed. Right, slow it down. The brakes feel pretty decent on this bike. Now it hasn't got the greatest top end. That's the only letdown on this CBR SP2, but every other stat is pretty damn decent and it feels very, very good. I do prefer this one to the SP1. Although the SP1 is still a good bike, I do prefer this version. Right, the only thing I would like to change on it is the exhaust. I much prefer an under-seat exhaust on this bike. Right, let's see if we can get past this RCA. Let's go on the outside just in case someone comes up the inside. And again, the brakes are really good. Managed to stop it nice. Keep that front wheel down. Drive it up the hill. Can we take it in the inside here? No, I wasn't going to risk it there. Just, I don't want to make any contact with this bike if I don't have to. Right, let's just settle in behind him. We know that we've got the speed and power on this bike. We may just wait until we get to the latter stages just to drive past him and make a clean pass, or unless he makes a mistake. So that's just trying to just keep with him. We know we've definitely got the speed, and we have dropped slightly on this lap because we have been backing off. Right, can we get nice and close again, nice and tight, and slowly open the throttle. You don't gun it out the corners, not on a bike this powerful, because you will just end up going off the back. You've got to gradually open the throttle on this bike. Right, we've gone slightly wider so we can get a nice drive. Sometimes that works better, keeping that wheel down as well. Right, we should be able to drive past him here if we can get a good drive through this section. And let's just try and keep it nice and steady. Is he going to go onto the curb? Yes, he's gone. No, he didn't go on the curb that time. Right, that's really power it. We should be able to get past him here. We definitely have the speed. Right, slow it down, hold it. Oh, he's going to go on the outside, but let's just try and keep that inside line and fight back into the lead and get a nice time. Oh god, he gave me a little bit of a nick at the back wheel, but we held the position well and we got away with it. So we've managed to get in the lead. That's a good drive here, and we should pull away from the RC8. We definitely have the mid-range power. Once we get into that third and fourth gear, we do pull away. And oh god, a little bit of curb there, but you can get away with that. You don't get an invalid lap for that. You can get onto the curb. You can even do that in car racing. If you do races around here, you've got to get a bit of curb. Right, drive it to the finish line and we should take a win. Let's get that wheel up. Nice power wheelie to finish. There you go. And now we will get into the setup, guys. I'm going to show you the setup first, and then I'm going to do a time trial on a totally different circuit with the same setup to show you how good I think this setup is. And it works for me. Hopefully it works for you. So we will just get into the setup first, and we will take a look at the difference of the things I've changed, and then we will get into that time trial. So let's get straight into it. Right, let's have a quick look at the setup. We'll have a look at the suspension first. So I haven't got the spring stiffness up to maximum, so I've gone a little bit less on the rear. Preload, I've got it quite low. Compression damping, I've got a little bit more on the rear than the front, and the other way around on the rebound. And on the gears, I've got on ratio 4. I've got slightly lower on the first 3 gears to give it a little bit more acceleration, slightly higher on the 4th and 5th gear, and slightly lower on the 6th. It seems to work for me. I do muck around with the ratio. That's something you can muck around with. Right, let's get into a time trial with this setup, guys. So let's get straight into it. Right, so here we go with the time trial around Donington National Circuit. It's a circuit a lot of people race around, and it's a different circuit to what we raced on using that setup. I mean, we're not going to get top of the leaderboard. I mean, the Ninja H2R is literally top of every leaderboard, but we will check where we come once we've done a couple of laps. Right, guys, we're going to quickly change the settings quickly. Now, because we're doing a time trial and not a race, I'm going to keep it on the Pro Physics. We're not using traction control. I'll turn that off. But I'm going to put anti-wheelie on medium because we're trying to get a fast time and it's not about racing. Normally I wouldn't use it, but in a time trial I will give myself a little bit of help with a bit of anti-wheelie. Also, we're quickly dialing this setup, and as you can see with the setup, it is dated from today, but it was only because I changed the gear ratio. It wasn't because I changed the setup. I just changed the gear ratio just to give it a little tweak during that race. But let's get straight into this time trial. It's the exact same one we've just used in the last race, and let's see what sort of time we can get. I'm not sure what I've got round here before, but hopefully we can get on the board. So let's get straight into it. Right, let's test out this setup on this time trial around Donington Park National on the Honda CBR 1000 SP2. I'm just going to go probably a couple of laps, see what sort of time we can get, and then we will check out the leaderboard to see where we get on the leaderboard. I mean, this isn't going to be the fastest. I'm only going to go maybe 1 or 2 laps, and we will see what sort of time we can get. I can't remember what sort of time I've had round it in the past, but most of the other time trials I've done round here, they were without setup, so hopefully we can beat those times. So let's see what we can do. That's not a bad start. It's feeling nice and comfortable. As like I said, I do rate this setup. Let's just try and keep it nice and smooth and slow it down. Nice onto the apex there. That's not too bad. Not as quick as I've been through there before, but we will see. This is just a 1 lap just to see where we get, and then we may go a 2nd lap depending on the sort of time we get. But we will definitely check out the leaderboard so I can show you what sort of time this bike can achieve, just with a little bit of a tweak to the setup. Try and hold it round there. Again, not the quickest, and I'm not sure what you do, guys, but do you do your time trials without traction control? Do you have anti-wheelie on? Do you have Pro Physics on? Just let me know in the comments below how you do your time trials, because some people use those aids to get a faster time. Right, let's get to the finish line, and we do a 1:05.016. Let's see if that's the time that gives you, because sometimes it can slightly adjust as it has previously. Let's just get to the screen, and as that yes, it's slightly changed, so we get a 1:05.033. That's not too bad, guys. I'm not sure how quick that is, but actually I might go another couple of laps and just see if we can beat that time. So let's get straight into it, guys, and see if we can get even faster. Right, let's get to the end of this lap. Let's see what sort of time. So we've just done another 1:05.7, so that's slightly slower, but I didn't have a very good lap there. I did struggle into that first turn of the last lap, and that did cost me a bit of time. But let's just go one more lap. Let's just see if we can beat that time we got of the 1:05.033. I'm sure we can do it. Right, hold the speed right onto the apex there again, and that's a good speed through there. I just feel there's a lot more in the tank on this bike. If you can just get every corner, nail it, and get the braking right, you can get so much quicker. Let's see if we can just hold the speed round this turn. Slow it down, get nice and tight. Again, not the quickest through there, but is it going to be quicker than my first attempt? And let's just try and nail this last chicane, which can be really, really challenging. You've got to turn in and brake at the right time. That's not too bad. Keep that front wheel down and drive it to the line. Is this going to be quicker than my previous lap? Hopefully it is. And over line, yes, we beat it. So we get a 1:04.883. Let's see if that's the time we get once we get to the screen. Sometimes, like I said, it changes. Slightly changed, 1:04.899. Now we're going to check the leaderboard and see where this comes. Now, it's not going to be at the top because of the Ninja H2R. Like I said, that's first in every bloody leaderboard that I've seen, because it is one of the fastest bikes on the game. But let's check out the leaderboard and see where we've come. Wow, guys, 74th, and look at the bikes that are around me. The Ninja H2R. I can't believe that's not a bad time, actually. I reckon I could go quicker as well, so we could get even further up the leaderboard. So that's not bad. Now, if you want a setup that can get you in the top 100 of the leaderboard, that can't be bad, guys. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up. I really, really appreciate it. Leave your comments in the tab below, and I will see you soon, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.